Hey, good evening. My name is Matt Pugh. I'm here for your WOD for Friday, December the 19th. Hope everybody's doing great out there. I want to talk to you today about personal growth. Elise and I have been involved with Advocare almost 2 years now. February will be 2 years. And I can tell you the biggest impact Advocare's had on my life is helping me grow as a person. And it didn't start day one. It started about a year ago when I was on a leadership call with Jesse Reynolds, and he told everybody on the call. He said, "Guys, I don't care who you are or what you do, and no matter what you do, you're not going to grow as a leader unless you read books." And you're talking to a guy. I've read one book my whole life. It was The Outsiders. It was eighth grade, and that was it. So I was like, man, I'm in a lot of trouble here. So I really had to think about, was I going to read books? And I came to the conclusion that I did want to grow, and I started reading. And the first book I read was The Slight Edge. It was an awesome book. And if you haven't read that, I suggest it. But one of the books I've read that I want to kind of focus on today is The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. This book, I mean, it really changes you. And I got to tell you, before you get into the personal growth, you got to ask yourself if you really are willing to change, and you got to be willing to ask yourself the tough questions, and you got to be more willing to answer those tough questions honestly, because you can't lie to yourself. And that's been one of the toughest things is you really have to evaluate yourself. And it takes a lot of self-discipline, but I tell you, in the end, it is so worth it. I'm telling you, Advocare changes lives, and it's not just financially, or physically. I mean, it's spiritually, mentally, it really does change you and helps you grow as a person. I'll tell you, one of the laws that I want to talk about is the law of influence. In almost 2 years, we've asked ourselves, Elise and I, what is going on, and we feel like our business has come to a halt. What are we doing? And we would complain about the people that we would get involved with our business. Not everybody, but some people, and we'd be like, hey, what is going on? And, we had to take a look at ourselves and say, maybe it's the people that we are influencing is the problem. Maybe we're those people and we're the problem. So, once you start working on yourself, you really start seeing a different crowd of people that you are influencing. It starts by changing who you're hanging out with and who you're spending time with. And you will find that when you put yourself in a different environment, you will start growing as a leader. You'll start influencing different people and bringing new people into your business that are like-minded like yourself and that want the same things. And another law that we talk about is the law of process. I'll tell you, it's easy to get wrapped up and to see all these people that are just exploding from the get-go when they get in Advocare, and you see their name all over Facebook, and you're like, man, what are they doing that I'm not doing? It happens. Then there's the people, like myself and Elise that have been doing this for 2 years, and we just have to embrace the law of process, because it is a process and you learn as you go. And some people, hey, they just get it and that's it. And the other people, they have to take time, and they have to take time to learn about themselves and really grow as an individual before they can continue to grow their business. And then I tell you, another one that most people don't get, and I'll tell you, I really feel why most people don't make it in this business is because they don't embrace the law of sacrifice. Listen, if you think you're going to get in this business and it's easy because you know a bunch of people and that people do what you say, all this stuff, let me tell you, you may make it and you may do great for about 6 months, but you're going to fall flat on your face after that. Okay? You have to sacrifice. You have to give up to go up, right? That's what they say. And it's true. You have to be willing to sacrifice your time. You have to and freedoms that you normally would have. It's those Saturdays when you're watching college football. Guess what? Are you going to be on that training call? Are you going to be hitting up the people on your list? Are you going to be at a mixer? Are you going to be talking to your people at work? What are you doing with your time? That's the difference between the James Rudders and the people that you don't ever hear about. I'll tell you, from the get-go, James Rudder, nonstop. I mean, he's a machine. And if you've been on the phone with James, or if you're on James's team, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You be like, hey, James, can you chill out a little bit, dude? I'm trying to watch the game here. Nuh-uh. James ain't stopping. James, to me, is the ultimate man who sacrifices and leads by example. And you can see where he's gotten because of it. So, that law of sacrifice, you've got to be willing to sacrifice yourself and some of your time and some of your family's time too. And that's just being real. Now, you're going to get it back in the long run, but you're going to have to sacrifice it now. But you got to be willing to do that. And I'll tell you, you just got to want it, man. And you got to want more for yourself, and you got to want more for your family. You can't. It's not easy, guys. I'm telling you. I'm gonna wrap it up here in a minute, but I'm gonna end it with this. Advocare is not easy. It's an awesome thing, and you learn so much about yourself, and you meet some awesome people. I was reluctant in the beginning of Advocare. I'll be honest with you. I was not having it. I wasn't having all the positive, happy-go-lucky attitudes out there. I was like, man, these people, there's something wrong with them, But, after being around them, it's contagious, and you know why they're happy, because they have more in life. They have, and not money. I'm not talking about money. They have more in their heart and in their soul, and they want more for other people, and it's genuine, and you want some of that, right? And they inspire you, and they make you want to be a better person. So work on yourself. Everything else will come. Work on yourself and your dedication to what you want, because it really is about what you want, not anybody else. Nobody else can guide your ship but you. You are the only captain, right? Man, I'll tell you, and one of my favorite sayings ever, and I'm going to leave it with this. Andy Andrew always says it. He says, most people fail because they have an undecided heart. So you got to figure out what you want, and if your heart is decided, right? All right, love you guys. Merry Christmas.